times. I guess you're right on that. It was a good exercise. A lot of companies should go through that. They should also it's really annoying when you can't get zero from your up air. And it's like, you don't even, and it's like, but sometimes like you can hit zero like a billion times and then like it will get you somewhere, right? But then sometimes it's like, no, that doesn't even work. And it's like, that's interesting that like zero doesn't work, but then like zero, like many times, like it does work. We've seen that. Yes, we have. Not recently, but we have seen that. Or like, oh my god, like your thing gets trapped and you like can't get out, can't get anybody else. I know we're still talking to their kid, and they'll be made aware of that when they see this, should they ever watch it. I know, we just won't stop torturing Kip. He's in a lot of pain in multiple ways, a lot of discomfort, and we will not shut the fuck up. And we are saying some horrible things, dehumanizing things, demoralizing things. I know, it's awful. I sound really sincere, don't I? You sound crazy, Kip. That's not Kip. You're still trying to do that around, or you're saying to be an asshole, right? What's the flashing? It's like, ching, 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 ching. What is that? Oh, that's the play button. I was like, what is that? Well, that's interesting. No, that's not who that's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be Micah. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. So sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Okay. Can we pause the live thing? Can I pause this? Or can Kid pause this? It's funny. It is funny. How do you pause it? There's an end stream, but there's no like pause. I'm sorry, I'm coming in. There's no pause button. No, that's not it, motherfucker. Pause. No pause. Maybe you should have a pause on this. They didn't say anything. Shut the fuck up. Oh, right here. I don't know. Let's just shout them. I don't know. It's not important. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. Probably not. Probably to you. Maybe it doesn't matter. I know you already said that. You said it reminds you of the pretzel shirts. And Kid doesn't remember what those are like. I bet you he doesn't. Was it a yellow shirt? Maybe. What was the hat? I already heard you. Was it a hat or a visor? It was a visor, right? Or was it a hat? I don't know. No, I'm asking. No, you're not asking. I know. I'm joking around. I know. You're a horrible person. Don't say that. I know. I know. I'm going to do that. It's like, it's so important. Yeah. Ooh, was it the American flag? It's really weird. You can't really control the thing. Oh, you should turn the darkness down. That's what you're saying, right? I won't be so ching. All right. Okay. I know. No, dude. Shut the fuck up. Dude, I don't want to hear it. He's already heard it before. We're not doing that. 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 Of course, you're going to do it because you think, no, you're doing that. You hear me saying, don't do that. I know it doesn't matter. We don't have to prove it that he doesn't give a shit. Keep forgetting that. Yes, we do. Why do we talk like that? We don't talk like this to ourselves. He doesn't give a shit. And you're trying to make him give a shit like a bad way. Like for us. Not for him because then you can't do anything about it. But it's like, no. But we want him to, like, nobody wants that. I mean, I know you want that, but like, I know. Right? It's like that's perverted looking, right? It is. Remember when he was like cartoon porn or like perverted imagery, and he's like, even sometimes when you look closer at it, it's not perverted, but then like you can tell like it's meant to look or maybe misinterpreted as perverted. And he's like, sometimes it's just pure perverted. Is this a pure pervert? I know. Like, what the I don't think it does a preview at this low, does it? I don't know. Shut it. No, shut it. Dude, I will. No, dude, we're not doing that. I don't give a shit. I don't care. No one thinks that. You always say that. I think what you say is more. I know that's where you're getting at. You're like, oh, you mentioned Maria Bello's pubic hair again. And oh my God, how does that relate to Mark Delp? And oh my God, how does that relate to several other things? And like, Kip is like, Kip, you haven't even seen that movie, kind of, but not really. But he's like just glancing at it. He's like, there's no fucking way that movie should have been like an NA or NR or whatever it is, not rated. Basically, like, it couldn't even make R. He's like, there's no fucking way that movie was like more than an R, and probably not even more than a PG-13. He's like, there's no fucking way. He's like, I guess there could be some like, but she mentioned like because it showed her pubic hair, and it's like that's the reason why they didn't. I mean, it seemed like. I mean, I'm sure there might have been more. Maybe there was, maybe they showed like more than that. Maybe they showed a private part. But I was like, it couldn't have been like, there's no way that was like more than an R, if that. And he's like, and we're like, well, you don't know because you haven't seen it. We're like, well, Kip hasn't seen it, and neither have we. But we concur, and we think that's something Kip would say, right? Just like now, kind of. was like, there's no way. There's no fucking. And I was like, we're gonna have to like watch that. Or he's gonna. Like, that's gonna have to be watched sometime, right? And it's like, you never even watched the kid. It might be a good comparison. It's like, how is this more than an R? Is it like you're gonna say it's like your 5 stars, Kip? It's like sometimes it's hard to be like fair, and then you mentioned the Judge Judy thing with the 3 girls when the girl got stabbed on the subway or something like that, and she died, or she did. I don't know if she died or not, but she said that Judge Judy got the 2 girls that weren't the leader, weren't the one that stabbed her, and they got more than the other girl, or just and they're like, it's not there. And she's like, I didn't see the other girl. She's like, you were still. It's like, I mean, tough shit. You're gonna mention that and that sometimes it is. And he's like, you can't. You know, she might have gotten more. We don't know. Maybe that's a good question. Maybe that's a question Judge Judy should be asked. Like, had you seen her too, would you have given her a harsher penalty than the other 2, or the same? And it's like the concern, the issue was like she got seen by another judge, and it was like, oh well. And you're thinking like, well, maybe she's like, I think they were expecting more leniency because they didn't actually stab the girl. And she's like, no, but you didn't stab it, and I think you held her back while that happened, whether or not you knew that was going to happen or not. And now you're trying to make an argument, well, shouldn't it be fair across judges? And it's like, well, I mean, remember when you were like, I hope we get that judge and with that judge. Remember how they were like, they had that one judge and like, that's probably something to look into. It's like, maybe it's not so bad for that court, but you never know. Someone could like, abuse it, but they could abuse it anyway, I guess. I guess it's a rubber stamp thing anyway, right? I mean, why does that even need a court? Oh, so if the person shows up? Why does that need a judge? And then why did that guy say he would have arrested him if he showed up? Shouldn't. I mean, what would the reason be? That's a good question. It is a good question. You should tell us the information exchange, because that's the very reason why he thought there was already like something going on. Like, right? Correct. Oh, it's also important for the DAs and CAs to know, like, the other people don't push that so hard. Maybe some do, but like some are like, you need to have consistency. Be like, but I mean, this thing screws things up, but like, you do need consistency there. Right? I know that sucked. He was like, oh my God. It's like, too bad he didn't like go immediately. Like, didn't like, oh my God. Right? Poor dogs. Remember when the alarm was left on? And it was just going off and it never stopped? Maybe they should like stop after a while. I'm sure that was stressing the dogs out. And that was the only time that you were late. For reasons unrelated to work. That was the one you were like, my bad, I overslept. But then like the other one says like you were working late. And the one was like, you got 2 or 3 days of work that you normally have the weekend to work on, and they give it to you like at 3 p.m., 2 p.m. or 3 p.m., 3 p.m. So like, and so you didn't like. So what they expect you at between 4 and 5:30 or 6, and then like we care, right? And then between, I guess, 8 and 11, you were going to do like 2 or 3 days of work, but you didn't tell them you would be late. in the meeting, if you had said, I guess me and Brooke beat, but then Michael was in the meeting, but then Bruce was, or right, something like that. How'd you know that? Because we were there. I know. I guess I should have just told them. remember when we're like, you need to tell us. He's like, that would be almost every single day, but maybe not really, but like almost every other day. It's like, you guys don't rely on me anyway. Remember, like when they were just doing whatever they want, and Kip was like, okay. And then Michael was like, I'm disappointed you didn't do this. And he's like, first of all, you sometimes, like for Ben, sometimes you write the code and just give it to him, and like that's okay. And you explain it to him. It's like you basically did that with Kip, and he was like, okay, so what do you want me to do with this? And he's like, okay, but he's like, I'm trying to learn this whole big thing, because he's like, that's fine, but he's like, I mean, fine, you've got the formula here. I mean, what do you want me to do? Send the same thing back to you? Put my name on it? No. But oh right. He also was like, I'm disappointed that you haven't like. And he's like, dude, I didn't even get access to the database until the day that you were gone, and then I had to meet with Ed to make sure, like, okay, so because he only got like a 10 or 15-minute flyby by Bruce, like over a year earlier, I think, or like about a year earlier, and on like all the databases and tables and shit, and then as if Kip was, and Kip's like, I've used SQL before, so but I need to know like what tables can I hit, which are, which ones are like, blah 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 blah. He's like because some of those queries took like a lot, like hours, and then like he didn't know if that was normal or not. Right? That was another thing, Mike. Michael should be listening. He was like shit, and he's like, some of these queries take a long time. I was like, and these fucking like tables like drill down like a motherfucker. And he was like, and he never finished it. He was like, I was good, and he wouldn't care about that now. Remember, and then that one woman came or was on a conference call, and then Mike explained this to her, and she was like, huh? And Kip was like, huh? Because it made sense to Kip and Sam, and it made sense. It seemed like, but like it wasn't like a haha, you're wrong, but it's like, oh shit. But there wasn't like a regroup, and it's like, huh? I don't like, maybe we should something else or something, but like I don't think Kip was like, Remember you took point on something you didn't realize if you were going to or not? And you're like, okay. And you did, and it was like, fine. And he was like, shit, what was this talking? And we're like, ooh, shit's gonna go down, and nothing bad happened. It just kind of like, okay. Kip's like, oh shit, like I'm gonna back. And we were like, he's like, what is he supposed to, like, they didn't mention anything like that, did they? No, not to like something like that, yeah. There's a couple slides. Oh yeah, we put the fear into Kip. But he was like, we did that every single day. But, what's so interesting about that? Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't think anybody would disagree. What, he like left over like a motherfucker there and everywhere. They might disagree, but they wouldn't. I don't think that would be in question. Because you didn't fuck with every single person there. You didn't cause an environment. That environment was already toxic to begin with. You might have encouraged some people, but like, again, that information would be very helpful. But again, that is a good question. But then again, it's like not. This is like, it doesn't mean it's like no. You still like look, and it's like you didn't do that, and you're gonna say you didn't do that to everybody that he encountered. But it's like that's not the case. That's one reason why he had those problems, and it wasn't just because when you manipulated him or but like you did, and we did, or whatever, caused some officers to make very bad decisions. And some of them were already not the greatest officers to begin with, and were sketchy as a motherfucker, and are doing illegal things anyway. And nearly illegal, whatever that means. But we also made officers, make bad decisions that we had no idea if they were good or bad. And just like, I have no idea how much they manipulated these people and how much they were in on it and how much, right? And he's like, I don't know. And that's really perverted. Right? It's like, and how? And it's like, but look how we made your dad think that was, and that was almost a year ago. And it's like your dad still was like, no, that's an acceptable thing to do. A hammer to the door is not a violent thing. And he's like, Dad, you don't think that's abnormal? And he's like, what's his house? He did the same thing that Tim did because we did the same thing to him. He's like, well, it's his house. He can do it. And he's like, he can't do that if it's like his. Oh, Eva Garcia. Ava.
Hondo, TX, Eva Garcia, 14-year white female, call local law enforcement if cited.
She's not white. Okay, she's Caucasian of Latino descent, Hispanic descent. Eva Garcia. There's no way, you can't, there's no way. But again, they don't do that with this. And so what are you going to do? Hondo, Texas? Remember the other one says check your local life, right? That was weird, right? It was weird. Was that a test like the Hawaii thing? But not really. But like on purpose. But it wasn't a fuck up or anything. It was meant to be like that. Hondo. Eva. Not Eva. Eva. Remember Eva? Eva. Eva Mendes. Like, oh my God, I'm only 7 months or 7. They have those prenatal or whatever yoga classes, help you get down to help you with the baby. All right. Really, you think you're fat? Oh, Mars. You're the reason why people are anorexic. Oh, shit. You're too sweet. Maybe you shouldn't comment about how fat I am right now. It's pretty insensitive. Sorry. But you're big. Oh my God. Just need to shut your mouth. Oh my God. Shut up. Don't do that. It's not. Ooh. Ooh. True. All the letters are. But it's Bam. It's M. You can't make that M. If you did, I guess you'd have an I then. So Evan, and then IG, and your club thing, the IG thing. Or Igor, but then what's with the I? Evan I Garcia. That's stupid. And then you're gonna go. Oh. And that could mean like more than one person. Duh! It could mean like millions. They're like, yeah. And then they mention the homeless thing. It's like shit, people. You want to do something with it? And we just keep doing the shit. And it's like, oh my fucking God. Let's keep mocking it. $500? Don't mock it. You're gonna make Kip look bad, like he's saying something. But he is saying something. But he's saying what we're saying through him. Medina. That's funny. So what? No. H on. Nah, the popo. I'm calling the popo. The police. I remember that question. What was that question? Can cops refer to, is it only the police, or does it also refer to sheriff officers that are on patrol and respond? Can those be called cops too, or does cops only mean police? It's like, it probably would never be referred to like to the corrections officers, right? That's why you said the ones on patrol, right? And then what about like troopers and other departments that are out there, or like constables, or like, do you ever call them cops? I don't know, but like the sheriff and the police, I think that they're jointly cops, right? What about the show cops? Do they sometimes? I'm sure that. Oh, I don't know. I don't think they're limited to police. I'm sure they go with sheriff departments too. Probably. What about that live thing? That was weird, right? It was weird. It's like, well, this isn't. I mean, that part's live, but like, and everyone's like, that's a bad idea, right? I mean, I was like, yeah, that was like, you like, first of all, nothing might be happening, which would be good, but like not good for that. But then I know I heard twice, but then like, oh my God, live? Like, so you're like hoping for something to happen, and then it's like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. Like, but you're kind of like playing up the live, which you shouldn't have to. You don't need to, because then it's like, oh my God, that does not need to be live, right? Yeah, we don't. I mean, that does not need to be live, ever. I mean, not for a TV show. I just thought it was funny. I know. Why? Because we were watching it when Kip was watching it, and like, I could tell looking at Kip, I could tell he was like, huh? Like, how? How is this not? How is this going to happen? They're really what? Like, how do they know something's going to happen that's like, as interesting as something that you would see on Cops? And it's like, oh. So some of it's like bits of it are live. But like, it's not like you're seeing Cops live, and which is good, because it's like, I think it was like, how are they gonna? And like, you're guessing that like that maybe they shouldn't be live, like that should not be live, right? For TV, like, right? And but could you see that in his face? No, but it is kind of like a bad idea, right? Like, how did they get that past anyone? They're like, oh no, it won't be like that. It'll be like this, and it's like, well, that might, people will feel slightly cheated, maybe, and or slightly relieved, because like, I don't know. Maybe that's why it didn't last, or did it? I think it lasted like 6 episodes. You don't know. He only saw one. I know. He only saw 1, 2. Did someone see 1, 2, 3? That's what we wanted you to see. The Kraken. Release the Kraken. Kent. I know you're gonna mention that. You mentioned that. You mentioned rake. The author did use that a lot in that novel. Like, I've never seen it. First of all, she used it once, and we're like, what? And Kip was like, what? And I guess it means like a, right? That's what I was imagining. I don't know what Kip was imagining. Probably something like that. Which, whatever, right? And then like, but then she used it over and over and over and over and over again. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, okay, they raked the face, and I'm not even sure if that was that the word rake. Like, she raked him with a glance or something like that, or the ones with the people that they turned to animals. And the girl that could turn to a bear was in love with the guy that could turn into a wolf, was it? And I was like, okay. It's like Twilight, but whatever. There's all these other ones, and they're like, "Oh, this is a neutral ground." I was like, "Okay, whatever." Dude, shut up. It still bugs you more than him, I bet. It doesn't bug him at all either. How come I can't click on that? How come you can't click on that? Oh, shut up. Lack of restraint manifested in disregard of social conventions, impulsivity, and poor risk assessment. I guess you don't have poor risk assessment, but you do. Or we do. No, nobody thinks that. FHP. Female, Hispanic person. P and N. FHN, FHP. Ooh. Dude, that annoys me. I think I too. It doesn't annoy me when it happens. It's just breaking down now. You get there's a reason for it. FHP, FHN. Family history of family history positive, family history negative. Okay. These things are commonly used. Family history positive. Why did you say family history? Or family is this guy has like FHN. It's like they have a family history of nothing. Or for that thing. Why didn't you just mention the thing under history, family history, or something, right? You wouldn't say like as a family, right? I guess I don't know. Maybe in other areas you would write. And there's not a section thing; it's a paragraph. I know. B2K. Okay. How do you see it? I see lots of things. I see it. Awesome. This is not a real thing, is it? Yeah. No, that's a fake one. Probably there's no speed 3. Trace. Why is it a surprising breakup? I mean, they've been together for like ever, right? I mean, not forever, but since like they've been together like 20 years. Right? I mean, 30, 25 years, almost 30, maybe even longer. So who knows how long it took before they became famous? It's funny. Okay. She or Sha or Ash. Ash E. That's funny. And in Ash. You guys fucked with a lot of people, or people here. The other teams fucked with a lot of people at Ash and the other places. You certainly did. You fucked with the guy that had the eye. Right? Aren't you the reason why he had the eye patch when he came back to jail? And Kip was like, "Oh my god, what did you guys do to him?" He's like, "Ooh, how do you know we did that?" It's like, "Oh, we don't, but probably you might have. You probably did." And it was like, "Why would he like? Why would he try to get at his eye?" And it's like he saw something in it, or something was in it, or like he's like, "Yeah, right, maybe." It seems a big red flag to look into among so many other things. Do not seek the thought. Him care. It doesn't feel like you tricked him. That was a long time ago. That's sad. Oh, maybe that was someone else that inspired the one song. And then the other guy, the different guy than the one that was on Celebrity Rehab, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, that one was just a friend, I think. Why did that not have any this? Like, like Celebrity Rehab Files? Was it that guy? I know he was. I know. Everybody knows. That's all. important. It does a little bit. That wasn't good. So why are you asking? No, it didn't have anything to do with that. Just don't worry about it. Please do. Again, do we have to take all the information from you? That's not a high priority at all. It is. No. Yeah, so I guess there was maybe that was the person that inspired that song about Under the Bridge. I know it did. But that guy died too. Unless that, no, don't care. Dude, we're not doing that. Dude, shut it. No, it wasn't. Dude, shut up. I don't care. I'm sure you are. Maybe it is. Who cares? He's not gonna like. It's not like a ooh. Yeah, probably just best not to. That was good. I gotta move on to that. That matters. That's probably a good advice. Keep you're not recording the video anymore, even though you're still live. Oh. Scout. Hello. 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 I'm back. Yo, 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 yo. Yeah. You should be know what? That this noise can be seen with the visible eye. Kind of, yeah. It's not like it is in the video right there. But yeah, it doesn't look that. It doesn't look as bad as it does in the video. I guess I should say. Not that that's that important, but I mean, it is noticeable. There's a little like little dip, 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 dip. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like that to the human eye, but it does look bad. I mean, it does look like I do see that. I do see this stuff with my eyes, unaided, my naked eye, with my naked eye, all the fun coming down. I know. We haven't done any songs. Well, why wouldn't he? He's not a singer. I know. I always look that up. I know. So much trouble. Dude, shut up. Yeah, they did that photo. Ooh. I mean, that's not against them. That's of course you did. Everyone did. I mean, you didn't have a crush on the Red Hot Chili Peppers. No, but I bet you when he kissed that one guy, that guy that was with Carmen Diaz for a while, or maybe still is, was on a tech show. He's on the band for 2 years, so give or take. And there's a video where he and Anthony kissed in the video, and I don't even know if you saw that. I know I was the one that said, I think everyone knows that saw it. Kip, did you remember that from high school? And when you saw it, were you like, ooh? Is that insane? Shut up. I don't know, dude. This was me. we mentioned we're also playing with humans, or rethinking humans. Sure. We're still. He doesn't know this, and we know this. Although you don't know if we know this, and you're not going to verify it or not. But you fell asleep in the exam room while waiting for your lab results, and you fell asleep on the floor. So and you're like tired, and your old employer was like, "Okay, we'll give us a note or something," and like they weren't going to start you back at your upgraded fee. You're barely, I think you went up a couple of notches in the salary, in the hourly rate or something like that. And they're like, "Oh, we'll set it up again here," or something like that. And you're like, But that was after you already worked you already started at the sister company, like below or above it or something. I don't know which one it was. Telesales, I think is the name of it, but I can't remember. But like the guy that we showed you a long time ago, we're like, I think I like about that guy, and about that person, and that person, that person, that person. And I was like, but anyway, but like he didn't make that offer until like right until after it started, something like that, or something like that. I don't know. You're like, well, I'm already here, like, and this is actually okay, and I appreciate it. Like you weren't like bitchy about it, right? It wasn't the best offer, but at the same time, it was like okay, well, but it also wasn't like, well, we could start you off with like where you left off. But it was like okay, and I bet you were like, why is he mentioning this to me? Maybe, I mean, right? This is like, I don't know. He's got a one. You get that no beef with him, or the black one that he worked at the telesales and they moved locations and then Kip went in there after he had that trip. And he still, I think he worked for a little bit after that, but then he went in there and he was like, I'm moving, so I'm out of here. Just want you know, maybe pick up like a check or something. Like that. I think that was it. I think he did. And like, she was like, oh, and like, yeah, I've been in my car. And I wasn't even kept saying that. He was not confirming or denying that. Does she remind you of the woman that in the movie that you just saw? Oh. Right? But are we correct? I don't know. I assume so because we got that from hypnosis or from dream interviews or from what? Skip has never said that, or I mean, again, he's not confirming or not denying that information. So where'd you get that information? Well, I guess I should spell that to the information. So let's go do that. Okay. It's fun. everybody's like, I don't know, Millennium or Windows NE or something. And when everybody hated something, and Kip was like, why does everyone hate this so much? It wasn't, maybe it was Vista. I was like, why does everyone hate this so much? Like, everyone's like, really? Like, I don't understand why they hate it so much. And it's like, because then when we got the upgrade, he's like, okay, how's this? Like, I mean, I'm glad we upgraded too, but like, why did this one get so much hate and this one didn't? Because, like, Windows Vista didn't. Like, Kip was like, I don't have that many problems. Like, I don't really have any problems with it, no more so than like any other Windows, right? Like, right. It was like it was like the upgrade to Windows 98, right? Well, Windows 2000 was like an NT path. But to the non-NT path, it was like, right? And then they merged after that, right? Just like the one after that, they merged, right? I think so. Right? Didn't they? After Vista? Or was Vista's post-merger of those two paths? I'm not sure. I can't remember. I'd have to map it out and put it up on Wikipedia. Why is that important? Because I remember keep saying that. Do you? Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah. He literally said that or something exactly like almost something verbatim. Is it verbatim? I think so. Pretty close. And you're gonna mention that. When did you hear him say that? I think that's information I should give to the information exchange. And that's a very low priority item. Correct. And it might already be logged in a database that they already have, or they may be given, or that may be built. Are my notes? No, he sees it. Of course he sees it. How do you know that? I don't know. That's a good thing. Like, how do they know? I'm gonna come out with like one. Like, how do they know that that's like not a better schedule? You brought it up the other day. I have no idea. What about that one? Yeah. Was 4 the South one? They make a 4 for that? I'm not sure. I think it's 5. Just kind of make this 4. Why? Because I don't know what kid knows. Are you sure? I don't know. No way. Because it opened before he went part time. Did it? I'm not sure about that. Do you remember? Where is it? The very close to here anyway. Another dome, wherever they call it. Means like, it's not like they're gonna. It's not like if there's something like if there's like one tower station, whatever, and you're gonna have to sit down one, it's like you're gonna hear them anyway, right? Even if the dome isn't there, right? Right. I mean, they're going to the office with the branch manager. That's different, but and we're not going to or anything like that. But there was like it's like echoes or something, like you can hear really well. I was like, but there's no privacy anyway, because if like you're standing next to someone, or even if you're only 3 feet away from someone, and like I mentioned the 2.5 feet away thing, I actually like whisper, like do something like that, like, and that's not gonna echo that much. That's not gonna echo anyway. Oh, when we went there, like, no, he doesn't want that. I know they're not doing that. I know we're doing that, but they don't stop us. Well, they don't stop us anyway. I know it really pisses him off when we do reveals as if we're them, because sometimes it feels like it's them, And then it's like, that's happened, but then it's like, he obviously has to like acknowledge, and then we acknowledge for him, or remind him, like, just know this information was collected a long time ago. Because a lot of this information was already given to Kip, throughout the past 6 years, or actually the last 3 years. And it was like, maybe we got the information then. And we knew that then. Ooh, but we didn't mention that part then. But now we are. And it's like, but he's like, stop doing that because that doesn't help. And he's like, but the messages of hope, I need to hang in there. And it's like, no, they're not. And hopefully by now they should know that. And hopefully by now they know that, or believe Kip at all. And again, this is Kip speaking. There isn't high or intoxicated or crazy or super high or anything, but it was irritated to see my nose that we keep vibrating. Are we vibrating? Am I craving it or what? Because that's us using everything on super. Not like this. And I know, I'm pretending to be someone else. I know, but that's our style of thing what we do. I know. Come on. Did you know? This is like the first time he's ever learning this since when? Oh, I don't think that. Well, did he during any of those times? I don't think he had already knows. Right? Did he? I mean, he was like, right, but it wasn't like that, right? Good point, because that was going to be like a real shitty answer, right? Correct. We were going to mention last time that was sobbing so much that his point was dripping. What are you talking about? Like what? Like this? Oh, well, he's like never been like that since like right. I never gets colds or flus. Oh, he even got a flu shot. He's like, oh, did he get a flu shot? He's like, we don't care. I know. Or not that it's as important. I guess it could be. But the moment that's right. He was going to, and Tom took him there. And then the pharmacy was like, oh, that's gonna be like 100 whatever. And the other, there were like 2 different ones. And like, oh, that one's gonna be like 200 or something, right? I was like, oh shit. Like, oh crap, I forgot. That's one of those. Like, they'll cover those. I was like, I thought it was going to be like cheap. Right? The flu one was cheap, right? I don't know if you got the flu one, though. You can't get he still hasn't been immunized at the pharmacy. Right? And I even mentioned how, like, remember they came to you, like, remember that? Whatever. I think that was the thing I got. And everyone's like, what? I didn't even, and someone's like, did we even know they were looking? I was like, ooh. And I remember that when that lab went down, they were like, I didn't even know what that was like. It was like, oh, we get her Spain right. I was like, oh, we should go up to the other. Maybe you should go after like the other pharmacy with the chains, with razor, or right. Right, it might be right, but you might have to interface with the pharmacy software. And like, I think we were thinking through Kit at the time. And I'm going to say this because I know that Kip remembers his thought because I said it through him. And I don't know if he had his thought around. Technically, like he doesn't know if I did this. But I guarantee you, we were like whispering to him at this time. We were in that meeting room. We were whispering to a lot of people in that room. And we put it in Kip's mind. We were like,